guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. Now, we have some stuff to talk about. But before we do that, important because it is Tuesday, to thank brand new patrons for the week. And this week, just the one, it's Daniel. So seriously, mate, that is massively appreciated. So thank you so much for that, and to all of the rest of you that do as well, and everyone else that just watches the videos. That's freaking cool. So with the poor run we've been on lately, we were keen to try and put that to bed, and we did not achieve that in any way. In fact, we were dreadful against Helsingor. Things really do seem to have taken a downturn in this second half of the season. We just don't seem to be able to get any cohesiveness. Rarely are we getting a lot of chances. And even when we do create chances now, we're simply not taking them. Whereas in the first half of the year, a lot of games would go by. We wouldn't have that many shots and chances, but we would create goals from them. Now that just ain't happening. Franson came off the bench. He was injured in the last game, of course. Came off the bench in this one to get a goal back late on for us, despite his injury. But we were woeful and didn't deserve anything from this game. Ollie Betzer has been truly dreadful for this entire period. Now, due to the poor performance in the last game, I sort of tried to switch things up a little bit. Alan Franson was actually dreadful in this game, and the issue really was that he wasn't fit. But I didn't really see what else we could do. We had to try and start Franson to see what we could do with him, and it just wasn't going to work for us. Odense, obviously, a very, very good side. Take nothing away from them. But the thing is, we were actually still level with them with 12 minutes to go. Ibrahim Cisse's goal from a corner, it just wasn't enough in the end. And looking at the stats, once again, we didn't deserve anything from this game, and we got exactly that. Finally, we got ourselves a win, but in all honesty, this one, I mean, okay, they didn't have a single shot on target, so we can hardly sit here and say that they deserved anything from the game, because that would be a bit ludicrous. Franson was finally back on form this one, his best performance for a while anyway, but the goal he scored was a goddamn free kick. Not that I'm complaining, because that's only the second one we've scored on the save, and our first one in a league fixture. So Franson's goal was really the difference. They had a couple of half chances, but not a lot. I played Rasmus Borup in this game in place of Ollie Betzer, and I honestly think that made a difference for us. Unfortunately, Borup went off and had to be replaced by Betzer, which is when a lot of those chances started to be created for them in the end. So not great, but a really much needed win at this point. Lastly, we travelled away to one of the top sides in the division, and we beat these guys 3-1 here last year. But Andreas Kirkby and Irsan Bayram, no chance for us, really. And you might look at that and go, well, you had some opportunities in this game. Yeah, we did. We didn't have a single shot, not a shot on target, until the 79th minute of this match. I shit you not. All of these opportunities we created in the final 10 minutes of the game. So whatever I changed did obviously have some effect there. But look at this. Ollie Betzer had to come in for Borup and got a 5.4 in this game. He has been abysmal lately. I'm honestly thinking of maybe not replacing him, but trying someone else out in there, even if Borup's not fit, frankly, because we were just god-awful in this game, and it really has gone off a cliff for us lately. It didn't help that Kasper Nielsen wasn't available for the game. He picked up, I think it was, well, some kind of knee injury, I think, and he's missed every single match that we've played in this period, and I don't think he'll be fit for the first game today. I believe he'll be back for the second one, which could be very, very important, but I don't think he'll be playing the first one against Skiva. So, hold your breath on that one, guys. And you might look at the run of fixtures we've had and be like, Jesus, you are in danger of getting relegated. And the thing is, that's just not true, is it? We've got 28 points from 25 games. It isn't much better than last season. In fact, it might even be worse. I'm not sure. We've got 8 games to go, and if we got 8 more points, we'd be level with our total of last year. It isn't great. I appreciate that. But it is about the slow build and trying to... At least we've not got any loan players this year, or apart from Julian, but I don't really count in that. At least it is our players that are contributing to this, rather than having those players in on loan from bigger clubs, where we can't really build much. But we are 12 points above the drop zone, because Arbe and Skiva have been just that bad. Marion Least aren't looking like they're going to go on the late run that they did last year to shoot up the league. It does look like it's basically between us and now, and we're just as likely to come 8th as we are to come 10th. That's the way I'm looking at it. If we can get back into the battle for those places, then great. A couple of wins today would really make that happen, but I'm just not sure that's going to be the case. I honestly could see us dropping points in these games too. I don't feel the confidence that we had before, and it's really frustrating. Franson's still top scorer in the league, though, with 21 league goals for the season, which is incredible. Best average rating in the league, but that's being caught up now with people like Vilsum. Nygaard has 10 assists, so at least there's that. Best has the most yellow cards, which surely cannot be helping him. Franson up there with the most player of the match awards too. Our youth recruitment, though, has been increased again. It is now extensive. So, hey, maybe we can get some more Kasper Nielsens coming through in the following seasons. Someone actually said in the comments on the last video that they reckon that Kasper Nielsen will be a full international before the age of 19, or by the time he's 19, which is the same thing, Matt. So if that's true, that will be very, very interesting. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I expect him to get some underage call-ups fairly soon, but I just don't know if he'll be good enough to get in the national team. Remember, Thomas Lauerson, the guy we had at the very start of the save, is now a fully fledged international. I was going to show him a little while ago, and I might do if there's still time today. Right, so what do we do with the drunken sailors? Because it appears that's what we've got at the moment. One thing I would say, one bright spark, the flickering light in the distance on the horizon guiding us towards the rocks at the moment, is Ponzio, who's actually been playing okay in these last few games. Okay, 6.8 overall average isn't amazing, but he's put in a few 7+ performances, even in games where we've played badly. So I do think he might be a player that we could utilise in this position going forward more regularly. So up top, we're going to go with Alan Franson. Where the hell is Mikkel Nigor? Is he falling off? Oh my god, he's getting worse. But I like Nigor. I'm going to keep him going because he does at least contribute stuff. And I think on the right-hand side, we're going to go with my main man, Neil Hutchinson. He's never let me down this year, unlike Brendan O'Neill, who is just our whipping boy these days. He had his chance. Not great fitness on Neil Hutchinson, but we'll come to that. Benson isn't really fit here. He's played a lot of reserve games to try and get fitness back, but I'm tempted to start him. We can always replace him with Julian if we make sure he's on the bench, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, someone said they wanted to see Einar Thorstensen, so here he is. He's a decent enough player. He's fairly professional. He's got some okay stats, but nothing that like stands out as being fantastic. Decent passing. Vision is okay. He's okay. He could certainly improve a lot, and I'm hoping that he will do, because he is 19 now. Wants to leave for more first-team football, which is weird, because he's started 11 games and come off the bench 6 times. Which to me is a decent amount of first-team football. He's played in more than 2/3 of the games he's played. Very annoying when that happens. He's nice and physical, though. So, hey, look at that. 16 balance is quite nice in the midfield. That's quite useful. Now, as for Betzer, we've got this guy, but we can't play him because he's Argentinian and we don't have a work permit for him. Di Michaelis. There's also people like Laraja and Kenny Jensen. No, we're going to go with Borup. Is he actually fit? He's fit, but he's not match fit. But it's better than Betzer. Anything's better than Betzer at the moment. I'm going to put Jakob Müller on the bench. He's been doing bits for us in some of our under-19 games in our B team. So it's about time he got himself some first-team football from time to time, really, because anything's better than Brendan. We're going to go assertive. I'm going to say I expect to win. That didn't work. Good stuff. Question of the day, and today's question of the day is this. It's kind of following on from the last episode. I'm just interested, because I love podcasts. So I'm interested, those of you that do like podcasts, what are your favourite podcasts? Let me know in the comments, as well as, tell me a bit about them as well, and why you like them and stuff like that, because I'm interested. I'm always looking for new ones. I already have like 45 of them on the rotation so far, but I'm always looking for more of them. So yeah, drop that in the comments, and if you have any ideas for a question of the day, drop that in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. Right, they're playing a system that I do not like playing against. That seems to be the one system that everyone seems to be playing lately as well against us, which is frustrating as hell. That seems to be really able to get us. Nigor, can he flip it through for someone? He finds Hutchinson. Can he get it around the corner? Maybe not quite. Rask Raven. I'm just going to call him Rock and Robin. Apu. Nahasapin Petalon out on the right-hand side. Bursang. Sommer. Over the top. Win that header. There we go. Uh-oh. Win your next header. Cleared. Oh my god, Dan. Rask Raven. They're getting a lot of crosses in. Good save. Right, okay. They look very, very dangerous down those wings. In fact, I'm just going to do this now. I'm going to mark the shit out of both of their advanced wingers. I just don't want them crossing, because that seems to be their main avenue of attack for us today. So we want to make sure that they don't have that option, or at least are limited in some way. Although it doesn't appear to be working. Bursang. Rusk Raven. Oh, God. Right, somebody get out to him. This has not started well. This is what I mean. Every single team we come up against is playing the same goddamn system these days. And that seems to be the one system that really has our number, other than your 4-3-3s. We're just heading the ball away when we could bring it down. I don't know why. Christensen. Rasgraven. Ball white. They're shooting a bit from range, which is fine. But 10 minutes, we've been dreadful. Garcia, 23 minutes gone. We've had nothing to do in this game so far. Oh my god, look at this. Again. Ponzio, right. Nope, still loses the ball. Every time we get near it, we just lose the ball. I'm amazed how bad we've suddenly got this year. I can't imagine confidence is too high. Here we go. Ponzio up for nobody. Every time we get the ball, it's just immediate. Apu. They're leaving Sommer in acres here, and the goal is a matter of time at the moment. I'm not confident with the way this is going. Up to Franson again. Doesn't win the header. Cisse over the top for Nigor. He's in. Can we get the goal? Wow. And that shows you why they're down there. We've done nothing to deserve a goal in this match, but it only takes one little moment like that and a ball over the top. I do think long passing might well be our way through them, though, because this comes back to our centre-back, and Cisse finally does a bit of ball-playing centre-backiness. Not that he's in that role today. Nygard into space, and that is a fantastic finish from Mikkel Nigor. Half an hour gone, and we do lead away at Skiva against the run of play massively. I might actually push up a tiny little bit. just to try and squeeze them a little bit more. I don't know how that's going to help with those situations, but it might also... Yeah, we're going to go with that for now. We're winning 1-0. That's kind of the main thing here. I am still worried about these wingers, though. And the thing is, we've got no one that we can bring in terms of, like... Right, that's better. Bring it down. Garcia looking long. Nigord might actually win this, you know. He doesn't. He doesn't at all. I'm tempted to flip these guys and just make them straight up fullbacks. So maybe they don't get caught quite so high up. I might even make you a defensive fullback on defend. I know that leaves us a little bit lacking here, but I think most of our good chances are going to come just from long balls into this area and sort of picking up the scraps. For now, anyway. Ponzio is not playing well either. Borup's had a pretty woeful day as well, actually, which is unfortunate because he's usually been better in those roles. But the issue is he makes so many goddamn mistakes a lot of the time, right? Win your header. I mean, to be fair, that's actually not bad play from him. Rawhager. Sommer. They're not looking... Oh! Nigord! Nigord! Oh, my life. These guys are heading down. This is the sort of luck that we haven't had in the recent games. We've had some really piss-poor luck, but what is this? Rawhager's ball out to the wing there. Sommer puts it back to Østergaard, and then Nigord just slips across here. I thought he was going to pass this. Doesn't need to. Bottom corner, 2-0. And we can kind of just sit on counter now. I'm actually quite confident with this now. I'm super pleased with that. I haven't said this for a long time, but I'm super pleased with the way we're playing. Some issues are definitely appearing here. Borup started to improve a lot in this role. You notice how his rating has gone from like 6.2 to 6.6. That is very noticeable. Now then, let's see how we do in the second half. Maybe we don't want wingbacks with this system. Maybe we can just sort of sit a bit more. Maybe the issue is they're not going to get so caught out because they're more withdrawn. So it's harder for them to get in behind us. It's the only thing I can think of at the moment. I might have actually done a good, guys. Nigor. Oh, space in the middle. Franson's in. Franson's in, and that is a great chance again. Right, we've really picked up the pace in this game now. I think I've made some changes that have actually done something. I'm going to get off Dan Benson just because he's looking knackered. We always ran that risk with him, but Borup's starting to look a little bit worse again now. That is interesting. But I do think Benson needs a rest, and at 2-0 up, we could maybe afford that. Christensen. We've just got to sit a little bit. Let them play the shots from range. Apu saved again. They're getting a little bit more intricate now. 65 minutes, changes are afoot. Alan Franson actually hasn't had a good game today. I'm going to get Toure on in the middle there. I know we can always do something, but I feel like today Ponzio hasn't been great either. And Borup's starting to slip a little bit again now. Is that because of his fitness levels? I don't think... I'm tempted to use Gravgård on the left-hand side and then switch him into an inverted wing-back. Hang on, I'll show you in a minute. Julian, let us highlight play out first. Hutchinson's in. Can he quick it across? Nigord gets the header, but nobody on the end of it. Well, apart from him, obviously. Right, so Gravgård can't play there, obviously. But if I make him inverted and get him on support like that, I mean, it's not going to do a huge amount for us, but I just feel like it might at least encourage him onto his correct foot a bit more. Also going to tell him to hit early crosses. That will stop our fullbacks from getting too far up the pitch either. Gravgård is a man on the edge if he fancies it. He does. It's Ponzio. And it's 3-0. Maximiliano Ponzio makes it 3-0 to B67. And just like last year, or was it earlier this season, against Skiva, I understand now why they're going down. Gravgård slips it across. Lovely first time finish from Ponzio. That is a great goal. Even on games where he's played badly, he's still got that in his locker. Great stuff. Back post, Apu, and this time it is going to be a score from Sydney Apu. I guess it's been coming, really. They deserve one. And there we go. 3-1 win away at Skiva. Okay, I know it's the bottom club, but we've been in dreadful form, and I think we've made some good tactical changes today that made the difference for us, at least from a defensive standpoint. It certainly seemed to, anyway. Branson had a dreadful day, but Nigor was exceptional, as was Ibrahim Cisse, who got an 8.2 in the end. Right, so we're back on the day of the game against Marienlyst. Now, our record against them is actually worse than our record was against Skiva. We've beaten them twice, but we've also lost to them 3 different times, and I think we've at least lost to them once this season, if not twice already. But with Arbe winning against... They won away at Nyköping in their game, which means that we're still only 12 points above the drop zone, but it does help keep... Well, I mean, we're still within touching distance of 6th spot. If we were to go on a good run, we could pull this out of the bag and really fly back up. If we win today, we go on to 34 points, and then all of a sudden, things look a lot more rosy, as we'd have 6 games, and we'd... Well, 6 games to get essentially 3 points, which would be to better our total from last season. So I think I'm probably going to go for the same strike force since Nigord played brilliantly. Franson had an off day, but frankly, he's allowed one from time to time. And I'm going to stick with Neil Hutchinson. Oh, God, he must have played in a bloody... Even though he's a That's annoying. I might go with Toure for today in that role, just to give him a run out as well. In the middle, we're going to go with Julien and Ponzio, of course, who played excellently. Well, he got the goal in the last game, and his average rating is testament to that. I'm going to give Ollie Betzer a chance in today's game. Since we're at home and it's a different type of position against a poor opponent, I'm wondering if he can snap out of it a bit, but we'll have Borup there as an option off the bench. And he's not completely back to full fitness, but he is fit enough to play in the game. Kasper Nielsen returns to the first team to play only his 3rd game for us this year. And he's not... I genuinely don't believe that we're even going to be able to keep him through the summer. I genuinely think that he'll end up going. But if he does something great that keeps us in the league or does something amazing, then great. On the bench, Johnson, Cariso, Thorstensen, O'Neill, Gravgaard, Benson, and Hutchinson, although I do kind of want to put Rasmus Borup on there. So we'll have Borup on the bench instead of Brendan O'Neill. So essentially, lately, I've been thinking. Now, the schedule I have at the moment is designed so that I can always guarantee that I'll get the number of videos I want to get done in a week done. But sometimes in a week, I have a little bit more time, but it's never consistent enough that I can commit to doing more videos from my main series, because I wouldn't want to say, all right, we're going to do 5 videos a week now, but then have to really struggle to get them done on some weeks, which would be completely defeating the point of me coming back in the way. This is why people leave for 2 years. However, I have had another idea, which I think will be quite cool to do. Now, some of you might remember back in, I think it's 2015, or it might have been 2016, I did a one-off thing called March to Safety, where I had a database where Liverpool were in the relegation zone with like 10 games left, and my aim over one episode was to save them. It was just a one-off video. It was fun to do. And what I think I might do is bring that back as a kind of mini-series from time to time. That way I could record them when I have some time, and then just put them out whenever, basically, over the course of like a week. But I'd make it like 3 or 4 episodes, like a little mini-series. That way you see all the games on camera. Everything would be fully polished like it is now, rather than just me showing you highlights of stuff. It would all the games would be live-commed. And I just think it'd be a kind of fun thing to do. It wouldn't take me too long to sim some databases and find some scenarios that would be quite interesting for us to do. I've already got the March to Safety idea. I've got the March to Europe idea. I've already got a save like that I could potentially use. And one for March to the title, potentially, where an unusual team is in the title race. We take over to try and finish them. It'd also make good stream saves if we do streams for like a one-night thing that we can just have some fun with. So that's an idea. I'd like to bring that back. And that way I wouldn't get burned out on the main series. Thank you for listening. Right, let's do this. We don't have a great record against Marion Leafs, but I think we have beaten them at home a couple of times, which is really what we need to do today. A win here today would be perfect. Nigor into the space, but we've got at least a little bit more idea what we're doing. They're not playing the same system as everyone else, so that might help us too. We've got 4 or 5 really in that midfield area. Right, there's so little highlights here, but we are winning a shitload of headers. And interestingly, a lot of those headers are being won by our strikers, so I think we should probably go a bit more long ball. We haven't completed many crosses yet, but we're at least winning headers up the pitch, which should at least be enable us to get the ball down when we can clear the ball up there. Veng, Madden blocked again. Knowing our luck, we'll end up winning away at Skiva and then losing the home game against Marion Leafs, which would be total reverse of what I would have expected to happen, but then that's FM for you, isn't it? Like their left back, sorry, their right back, rather, is looking very, very worse for wear. In fact, look at this. Both of their fullbacks are absolutely cream-crackered. I might actually try and exploit the flanks in this game. It's something I don't use that often, but I do think if we could run these guys ragged, they might not be able to stop us. And that's fine. Just keep it at 0-0 for now. I'm coming up with an idea, because what I want to do, really, is aim balls into those channels and get those defenders turned and running at their own goal. But the only way we could really do that is by pushing these guys further up, or pushing these guys out wide, and maybe switching Julien from that onto this, pushing him there so that he's got space to get in there. They're both on support. They're both on attack. It's just an idea. It is just a random idea. But I want to try and get into these areas. You might also notice I've turned Alan Franson off of the home tactic from being a target man anymore. I was not enjoying it. Let's put it that way. Exploit the flanks. Clear ball to the flanks. Yeah. More direct passing. Yeah, okay. Let's try this. This is a weird system. It doesn't sit right with me. It's just an idea, but I just want to see if we can put pressure on their fullbacks. Because they are looking kinda knackered in this game already. I'm going to get Borup on up here for Nygard and play him on the left wing instead. And I'd be tempted, in fact, to maybe get Gravgaard on the right wing. Strange. I know I'm making all kinds of weird choices here. I'm just trying to think of something a bit outside the box to try and help us get a result here. We're going to get Julien off and get Thorstensen on as well. I just want to see where we can go. We've not had a shot yet. We might as well try and do something. We might also go attacking too while we're at it. Go to mixed passes instead. I'm going to stop them from clearing the ball to the flanks and just sort of open it up a little bit. Nielsen looking long into the channel for, well, Gravgaard really should be the one there. It doesn't help, of course, that we've got no real wingers in this team, so I'm having to use fullbacks in wing roles, essentially. Cut out by Nielsen. Ball over the top. Alan Franson. He's in. Alan Franson doesn't get the shot. Well, he does, but it's rubbish. Esland's ball in. Back post. He's completely unmarked. Wow. Is there one last opportunity in this game? Gunnarsson over the top. Alan Franson. He's in on goal here. Oh, saved by Nebo again. I think it's going to be a 0-0 draw, which isn't the best, to be honest. A home game against a winnable team, only drawing isn't amazing. But we have kept 2 clean sheets in today's episode. We did not create much. We created a few opportunities. We at least didn't concede, so I guess that's good. Mads Esland was their best player by far. Kasper Nielsen was ours. No surprises there. Now, I appreciate some of the things I did in that game were a little bit unorthodox, but we hadn't had a shot, and something needed to change, and I guess I just got my wires crossed. I got too confident after what I did in the last game, rather. But that's fine. We're still, 13 points above the drop zone. We're still nicely in touch with the teams around us. We've got some tough games to come, though. I do still think that 8th is really the best we could be hoping for. So, next episode, tough games to come. Then Sissel away, toughie. Fremad at home, that is absolutely vital. And then Arbe away. Those 2 are the really key games. If we can get points in them, we will be sitting pretty. Viborg away, and then we've got Esbjerg and Helsingør as our final 2 games. Those will be the games for the live com in the next episode. At home against Esbjerg again. We've always bloody playing them, it seems. And then away to Helsingør, which will be difficult, I admit. But there might be some points on offer there. I'd like to think that we're nice and comfy before then anyway. And of course, this season we're doing an analysis video, so I think this next episode is going to go up Thursday, which means the analysis video will be up at 6 o'clock on Friday. It will be a long one. I warn you in advance. It will be like podcast length, I am sensing. But we're just going to kind of go through everything. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to getting dug in, and hopefully that might give us some ideas for what we can do regarding the players for next season. Well, not that we have much choice in bringing players in, but at least what to do with them once we've got them. So, if you have enjoyed the video, and I hope you have, we've actually had a couple of good results, and really, 7 points from our last 4 games isn't actually that bad, although the ones before that were pretty shocking. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like on the video, that'd be amazing, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the final 2 games of the season, as hopefully we can find ourselves in a position to at least better our points total from last year, and not find ourselves in any real relegation trouble. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.